Brad Hall here, and this is a really special episode today. I've rounded up my personal 5 favorite shoes of 2022, and I'm going to show you all of them on the Sneaker of the Year award show. Sit back, relax, enjoy. It's going to be a good one. Welcome everyone to my year-end sneaker roundup. This year's show is going to be a little bit different. I'm using different criteria to make my list. I limited myself to choosing from the shoes that I was able to get for retail. Shoes seem to be getting harder and harder to get, but just because it's those retail pairs, this list, it's not at all any shoes that I feel disappointed about. I'm very excited by all 5 of these shoes on this list. So it's not at all a sad list. This is a very good list, a list that I stand behind. So let's get into those shoes. This is a shoe that I just got a couple days ago. It's the Nike Tom Sachs GPS shoe, the general purpose shoe. I do like the way this shoe looks a lot. It's very simple, but it's got some nice details. That nice looking waffle sole right there, a utilitarian upper, a nice durable textile with some reinforcement on the toe box. You've got a little splash of color with the pull tabs on the tongue and on the heel, so you can get into these really easily. So I do like the way this shoe looks, but the 2 things that made this really stand out to me, I like the general concept of this shoe. It's a more utilitarian, kind of everyday shoe, really functional. The way this shoe has been released also supports that idea. They've had multiple releases of it. I didn't get this pair until the most recent release. And then probably my favorite part, they actually released in Kohl's stores. I love taking a Tom Sachs shoe, which generally has had a lot of hype, a lot of resale value, putting them in Kohl's stores where you would just go to buy a pair of shoes that you're actually going to wear. That's such a fun idea, and it really supports the concept of this shoe. The New Balance 990 V6 finally released this year. It seemed like it was teased on social media for multiple years. I'm sure that's not accurate, but it really felt that way. I've already made a video about these, sharing my thoughts on this one, so I don't want to do too much of that right here, but I will say I've been wearing them a decent amount. They're very comfortable. This year there were so many good New Balance shoes that came out, but most of them were collabs or more colorful, creative shoes. I just love that basic gray New Balance, and I think the V6, a really nice update to that 990 line. This year, Braindead worked with Oakley to bring back some old models, the Flesh, the sandal version of the Flesh right here. And they also brought back the Chop Saw recently. It's a shoe that I wasn't familiar with when they originally released, but seeing them today, they just look very modern still. Just a really cool looking shoe. I would even say they still look fairly futuristic. It was hard to pick my favorite in this series so far, but I picked this one just because I love the colors so much. A really nice color palette and a very interesting shoe. Also, I like that it has no laces. Very easy to get on, and that always gets high marks from me. This one probably won't make a lot of year-end lists, but it made mine because I had a pair of these for a long time. I wore them a ton. It's a really great cold weather winter shoe, very comfortable and waterproof. I never thought Hoka would bring back this shoe. They don't seem to bring back classic models all that often. I'm so glad they did. It's a great winter boot, very comfortable, and it probably made my list because I was thinking about how it's snowing out today. I'm gonna have to put boots on, so I should probably grab a pair of boots. So I grabbed these, and then I sat down to make this video. So they made the list. My top shoe this year is the Michael Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found. I've seen this on a lot of people's year-end lists, and I think there's a really good reason for it. I made a video for this shoe. Check that out if you're interested in getting my full rundown. The reason this takes the top spot on my list, it's obviously a very good looking shoe. It's the Chicago 1. Can't go wrong with that. But the real reason this is in that top spot, I just loved the storytelling behind this shoe. The idea of a Michael Air Jordan 1 that was sitting in a stock room for years and it was found. And this is what it looked like. It's such a fun concept and it's executed well. A really good story. So that's why it's my top shoe of the year. Before I go, I do want to end with something really special. I put together kind of a year-end montage of what I'll remember most from 2022 in terms of sneakers. So that's what we're going to watch right now. So that's mostly a wrap on 2022 in terms of sneakers. There's still the Chicago 2s coming out. I'm going to keep my eye on those. Hope everyone had a good year in sneakers, but also life in general. And that's what matters most. Thanks as always for watching.